So it's that time of year to put up the outdoor Christmas decorations. But of course I wanted to automate them, so I put a plug in the outside light that we don't use very often, and started the house Christmas lights off that extension cord. I connected a Lutron dimmer to this outside light, so that controls now all of my Christmas lights. And it works great. Now those Christmas lights wrap all the way around the house and terminate at the front yard. I ran another short string of lights through the garden bed and just put a 3-outlet extender for the inflatables. I just had one of these things lying around, so that is my waterproofing. Just wrapped the cords under there and staked it down so it could snow on top of that and it'd be no big deal. So although this works, I have more Christmas decorations. So I went online to find a smart outdoor plug that works with HomeKit. And Meross makes a 3-outlet smart plug. The thing that sold me was this picture right here. 3 independent outlets? So I can control each of these outlets individually. And guess what? It's true. It works as 3 independent outlets, which means the price of each outlet is, let me see, it's about $37. It's just about $12.50, less than $12.50 per outlet. Now, they certainly aren't the only HomeKit smart outlet on the market. There's a lot of options out there. Some are better than others, but when you compare how many outlets you get compared to this Lutron, I love Lutron, but for $80, they're going to sell 1 outlet. I'm sure it's like a tank, but $80 versus $12.50? That's hard to beat. Now, if you need 15 amps out of the single outlet, then by all means go with the Lutron. But if you only need 10 amps for single socket, this is a great choice. As for me, I went with the Meross. Now physically, this thing is pretty solid. The waterproofing on the bottom is just a rubber cover, but it's going to be facing down, and to me that's not that big of a deal. I will simply plug the cover over the outlets that I'm not using at the time. It's not like I'm dumping this thing underwater or anything. I just don't want the rain and the snow to blow the circuit breaker. Fat chance. Now the reason I like Meross is because it's designed in California by people who know what they're doing. It's compatible with HomeKit, Alexa, Google Assistant. Now it has one physical button on the front if you want to manually turn all the outlets on or all the outlets off, but that's really not what you want to be doing all the time. That's the reason it's smart, is so you can automate when your outlets turn on. So adding the outlet is pretty easy. What you want to do is go into the Meross app, and within the Meross app, first connect to your 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi from your phone. You go the plus up in the top right-hand corner, which is Add Device. Then you want to select this Smart Outdoor Plug. This is the 3-outlet version. HomeKit version, and scan the QR code on the back of the unit. So your device, when you finish, will look like this. You can rename the individual switches by pressing the hamburger icon on the top right, and then under device name, you can rename the individual outlets. Now the nice thing about adding it in the Meross app first is that it automatically adds it to your HomeKit app. You can have these operate as 1 tile or as 3 individual tiles for each outlet. Now, in addition to HomeKit, it automatically gets added into the Alexa app. Now, the biggest reason you get a smart switch is so that you can automate it. I'm automating this one in HomeKit, so every night at sunset, I will turn all the Christmas decorations outside and inside on, and then turn it off after 3 hours. So it's a different time that it turns off every day. Now you can also add it into one of your Alexa routines simultaneously. So for instance, if you have an evening routine where you say goodnight, you can add the action, okay, turn off all the lawn decorations. So my setup is not ideal. I literally finished putting up the house lights and a few days later threw out the inflatable decorations into the end of the Christmas lights because that was an open socket and I didn't have the smart plug at the time. If I wanted a little more granular control, I would run another extension cord from the 3rd outlet to control the inflatables separately. But this works just fine, since I usually have them either all on or all off. But this smart outdoor plug was a great additional feature. Now in the future, I may use the Lutron switch for something more powerful or permanent, like building a waterfall, because then I can have the little individual Pico remote that would turn the waterfall or the pump on individually. So That would be cool. But these Meross switches, they're really pretty responsive. They work pretty well. They work with Siri, Shmexa, all the things, but really it's for the automation. Turn them on every night at this time or at sunset, and then make sure they're off when I go to bed. The rest of it is just kind of showing off. You should definitely subscribe if you made it this far. In the future, I'm going to be doing a little bit different videos. It's really about the art of creating the videos, not necessarily the substance that's in them. To me, it's about learning the production process, really getting things out at scale, and then creating something artistic. Be sure to leave any comments if there's anything I can help you with, questions, and I hope you had a great Thanksgiving and have a Merry Christmas. Thanks, guys. We'll see you.